Hey everyone, just thought I'd do a quick little tutorial on air whips. I've seen a few online and they're really good. I just thought I'd do my own before I take this apart. Um, so, there's many different designs that people use, but it all goes back to either ABS or some sort of metal pipe. I originally used this large piece of 1.25 inch ABS pipe here. You can see the holes that used to be in it. But I wasn't getting the proper whipping action. I later found out that it wasn't actually the pipe, it was the tubing I was using. So that was my first prototype. It didn't work. Then I just moved on to 3/4 inch copper pipe with some end caps. I didn't even solder the end caps on. I just duct taped them and then or hot glued one end and yeah. Because it's not under too much pressure. Then I put a bunch of 1/2 inch holes, and then I screwed in these little, male compressor connects. Everyone's pretty familiar with them. So once I screwed all those in, I put on the tubing. Now this is what my original tubing was. It's 3/8. Um, it's like a stretchy silicone kind of tubing. I don't really know, but it didn't work. As you can see, the diameter is huge on it. So it just, kind of just didn't whip around. It just kind of moved a tiny bit. It was really convenient though because I could just put it wrapped around the nipple like that and it wouldn't come off, which was really nice. But unfortunately that didn't work, so I went to a hobby shop and found RC car, like remote control car gas line. It's super flexible and has a really small diameter, so that's what all this stuff is. It was originally blue, but I just hit the whole thing with black spray paint anyways, so I wasn't too worried about the color. So luckily for me, it was actually just a tiny bit bigger than the diameter of the inner diameter of the male quick connects. I originally tried to stretch it over and it wasn't gonna happen, so I drilled out this a little bit bigger and then fed the tubing in. And then I was trying a bunch of different types of glue, but since I was kind of down to time crunch, I just ended up using hot glue. It worked for the night. It worked really well. Actually, it worked for all 3 nights we did the haunt, so I was happy. Um, so I just used these little U clamps. I just pressed it on and then screwed it down below at people's ankles. I just have a little 1/4 inch connect here on the end, push and fitting, and then a 1/4 inch airline, and then this is the solenoid valve I used. Um, the reason why I use such a large 1/2 inch solenoid valve, regardless of me bringing it back down to 1/4 inch, is because these have a lot higher airflow. I use them for all my air cannons, and they work like extremely well. So um, most solenoid valves, like the crappy small two ways that are $20, are they are only about, I think it's 0.23 CV, which is just airflow. And then this guy is all the way up to 4, so this really pushes out the high flow valve. Um, I got mine on eBay for $20. I know Fred Props and my local, it's Princess Auto here in Canada. I know it's Harbor Freight down in the States. They have them for like $60. So I found you can get them in 12 volt, 24, 110. I just have it 110. Makes it a lot easier. But I think they're $21 from Hong Kong, free shipping. I've ordered 5. Like I've ordered, I think 3 separate occasions, but I have 5 total, and they've shipped them out every single time. 15 to 20 days. Really reliable. They work perfectly. I couldn't really ask for a better solenoid valve when it comes to these. I mean, affordability. They're really cheap, and they work just as well for an air can at least. As well as the whole quick exhaust valve, and then you use the 3-way with this flipped around solenoid. You can just use these guys, and they're just as effective. And then I just have it, go into a compressor quick connect. So I'll just show you guys what it looks like, and yeah, that's that. Pretty easy, pretty easy build. effective, scary. You can always have audio with it, sound of rats and all that stuff. I didn't have enough time to do that, but it worked. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, if you guys are gonna build one and you have any more questions, just send me a private message or comment on the video, and I'll get back to you. Thanks. So to test it, I'm just going to use this little switch that's attached to the solenoid valve. Here we go.